Good day, everybody, and welcome. I'd like to start this presentation by saying thanks to Airsoft for the invite. Always happy to be here at annual Airsoft Meetup. My name is Thomas, and my name is Johnny Pedersen, and today we're here to talk about action sport games. Now, Action Sport Games is a Danish company that has been in the airsoft and airgun industry for over 15 years. We are based in Denmark, a little bit north of Copenhagen. Today we'll like to talk about one of our core strategies, which is exclusive license agreements with real firearms manufacturers. We have decided to divide that into 3 groups that we would like to talk about today. Now, these 3 groups are in-house R&D, partnership R&D, and trade products. We'll start with in-house R&D. I'll give the mic to Johnny to start off with that.
Okay. Yes, as Thomas said, we more or less can say we divide when we work around the licensed product. We can work with in-house R&D, partnership R&D, and trade products. We will just present a few solutions how we do it. If we take the first in-house R&D, probably some of you have experienced the EVO. We have manufactured in Europe, actually in Denmark. And an example for how we work on with that, we start to come with a standard magazine. So it looks like this. And an example for an in-house R&D is that we now, on request from market customers, feedback out there, is that many people have asked us to do a high cap. Doing a high cap, we do not really have a, you can say, solution right away. You have to look into different things like how should it look like. You need to make your drawings, your design. There are some specs, how many BBs and so on, in order to call it a high cap. So what we ended up with as a result of an in-house development is actually this new high cap we launched on this show. We have chosen to design it so when it is inserted in the magler, it's the same length as the original one, which are actually the same design as the real firearm. But this one, since it is airsoft, and we now want to have a container with a lot of BBs inside, well, we of course have been forced to do our own visual design of it. Maybe some people say, oh, it looks nice. Maybe some say it looks ugly, but that is the task we were up against. We have chosen to design it so it has like a grip function as well. It has a wheel here to spin up the BBs, and of course the specs for the magazine is 375 rounds. And from a technical standpoint, it has been our goal to make a mag where we more or less can empty the full magazine when we fire without the need to recharge. That is an example for in-house R&D. And you not only need to draw and design and make your technical solution on such magazine, besides from that, before opening the molds, you also have to make your decisions how to design the mold to be designed with that so you have a cost-effective production afterwards. That is one example. Furthermore, on the AEG version, just as a second example, is actually the small pin here. We have made a new one for the EVO as well. We're coming out, so it is now made of a steel bar. We have CNC lasted and then chosen to harden it, and that to obtain lower noise when shooting and better durability. That is a few examples for in-house R&D. Small details, but that's a part of it.
Yeah, benefits the players.
Yes. Next is when we work around our products, this is what we call partnership R&D. And for example, for the EVO, the electronic inside this gun, it is not made by our company, but we have sourced up with another company who have the expertise. And based on the gun in the market, feedbacks as well, we do testing, we get feedbacks from the market, and we actually hand all those informations to our external partner. And based on that, you can say with a second partner, actually the electronic now, we can call it version 2 because it has improved with the brake function of the motor. It is less sensitive to short circuit. So there have been improvements on the electronic, but that is made from the external partner. But we do it as a cooperation where we gather a lot of information from the market and do our in-house test as well, and then we decide how to develop further on the product. Again, partnership R&D, how we see it in action sports games. This is the P09 from CZ. We have a worldwide exclusive license with CZ for making replica guns. When this gun came out, a part of the agreement with CZ, we require their 3D drawings for the real firearms, so we have the dimensions, the outlook and everything. And then we start from there to say, okay, what type of airsoft gun do we want to make out of this? We come up with some specs, how we want groovings, functionality, outlook, choice of material, color, all that. And then we have teamed up with this example for this gun. It is KJ work in Taiwan. And together we have then started to work on the gun. When the first prototype is done, a part of our business is actually also then we receive the prototypes in Denmark. We do a lot of testing, a lot of comments on details on the gun, and then we have a process forth and back between us and KJ Works. And when both parties are pleased with the outcome, then we will start to open molds. So that is also a way how we work with the license and with the external partners. Something to say about that?
Yeah, as you saw before, the P09 won the Player's Choice Award for the gas blowback pistol. That's a prime example on the cooperation we have with a licensed firearms manufacturer and an airsoft manufacturer that we can't make everything out ourselves, so we have to sometimes get a little bit of help. And the P09 is a prime example of how three partners can work together to make a very good product, apparently, since we got one of those the cert plates over there.
Yes.
And as you can see in the slideshow, this cooperation extends to many of our firearms. The Brent, the Shadow, the EVO. Hopefully soon in the future we'll see some more. We'll probably
we should maybe put a few words on this.
Yeah, all right. I can definitely talk about that one right there. Another example of a partnership is our new EVO HPA system. Kids love HPA these days. We decided to get into the HPA market, but we didn't have the expertise to just go fully, all in. We were still developing the EVO and have other projects in-house. So we decided to partner with someone that already had a lot of experience. One of them that we found really interesting, I'll get back to that why later, was Wolverine. You might know Wolverine from the Inferno engine. And we decided on the Inferno engine because it was a pretty close fit. Needed a little bit of custom work, but not a lot. Now, one of the challenges we had with the HPA system was the EVO is a short barrel, which means groupings are kind of difficult when you get out on range. And we approached Wolverine about this challenge that we couldn't really figure out ourselves, and they were more than accommodating to say, we want to take that challenge with you. So partnership is not just about making products together, it's about finding solutions as well. And the HPA is a prime example. It features all the same things as the EVO AEG does, plus we can adjust during the fire and pull down rate, whatever, all those fancy things HPA has. Moving on.
And if you want to know more about about this project, it is displayed on our booth if you're interested.
Well, let's talk about trade products a little bit. Now, trade products, a lot of people consider that a bad thing. You guys just take something in, put it out with your stamp on it. It's not that easy. With ASG, when we talk about trade products, we're actually giving it the seal of approval. There's a lot of requirements that goes into getting stuff into your. When it comes to airsoft or air guns, there are ASG requirements. Are the material good? Is the performance good? Is the quality good? Is there going to be a range of spare parts or accessories available? Is the price going to be decent for players? Is it going to be high-end? All these things are to be considered. We also have legal issues. Are they copied? Do they look like something else that someone has a license to? Is it already a patent pending, protected? Stuff like that. So all these things is the whole process when it comes to trade products. We just simply don't take anything in, put it in our warehouse, and ship it out. Another thing with trade products is with ASG, we have a very good warranty, different from country to country, of course, but we stand by the stuff we sell. If it breaks, our warranty is going to cover it. And we give a lot of support to our retailers and distributors around the world, B2B business. We have an excellent service department in Denmark that handles all the AEGs and Blowback pistols, rifles. So a trade product is simply not just taking something in and giving it out. We stand by our product and the service behind it. That's what ASG stands for.
Yes. Additional to that, hopefully most of you are aware of that there are a lot of regulations around various types of products. You have the WEEE regulation, which is waste of electronic equipment. There are rules about that in Europe. There are the ROS 2. It is also a restriction of hazardous substances, chromium, lead, and all that. So if you have with the electronic products to do, REACH is also about what stuff you need to report actually from 2018. If you have certain quantity of products you import, it could be the BEs as an example. There are CE approval, it could be on Google's mask, even gloves, if it is considered as safety equipment and so on, then you need CE approvals. And there are for different countries actually also rules for markings and warnings and so on. So one major reason for action sport is when people say, oh, you just repack and put your name on, it's not only a matter of putting our name, it is actually to stand behind the product you sell in the market and actually fulfill and oblige to all the regulations, all the requirements, be behind the service, and after sales service and so on. That is what it's also about. So for us, a trading product is not only a trading product. There are also a lot of work into such kind of a product. So that is actually the three ways we work within the company. That is actually what we want to get out there, so people have a little bit an understanding how we work around with the license, with partnerships, and how we view trade products.
Yeah, and even if it's brands that are already known brands we're a distributor for, we still have to stand behind it.
Yes.
As you saw with mechanics, we are a distributor in Europe with that. But even then, even though it's a known product, we still go in and see if everything's up to date, required by law. And
if you take mechanics in the US, they don't have the CE markings and so on because there are no requirements in the US for that, but in Europe they need to have it. They have to be approved.
And that's what we do.
Yes.
Yes. All right, let's look at the next slide, please. All right, future projects. You have your camera ready? Because I'm going to turn this off in like 5 minutes. If you can't guess what it is. Anyone? No one. All right. If you do guess it, come by the booth and tell us. Future projects. Yeah, we got a lot of projects going on. Of course, the continued development of the EVO. The Shadow that came out just not so long ago, we're going to be putting a lot of focus on that one with accessories. We've got grips and rails coming out for it. We're probably going to do a little bit of internals with the trigger.
And more guns.
And more guns, definitely more guns. But that one is probably going to be our next big thing with EVO Tech inside. So if you want to come by later on to talk about it, we're at booth 7510. We got some brochures down here that you can take about the EVO if you feel like that. And just like to say thank you to everyone.
Yeah, thank you for your time.
Any questions? No.
Very good. Yeah, very good. All right. Thank you very much.